right, so we got, I guess, one final thing. Darius, you brought it up, the Jameis Winston charges. If for some reason you didn't hear about this, I guess you'd have to live under a rock the past day, because that's all that was on ESPN. Yeah. That was all that was on the news in general for a while. Even it got to the national news, Fox News, CNN, all that good stuff. Jameis Winston not charged in the sexual assault case, which will all but lock up his Heisman Trophy, like we just said, and probably all but lock up his spot in a national championship game, and Florida State's spot in a national championship game, and probably, I think, a national championship. Yeah. Because they're much better than everybody, I think, except for if somehow Alabama gets in. Alabama is the only team that really has a shot at beating them. I think they blow out Ohio State, win comfortably against the Mizzou and Auburn. So, do you think this was football motivated? I watched the entire press conference with the state's attorney, and he got question after question about were you pressured to let him off the hook because he is a star football player at Florida State, and he continued to venomously deny that charge. So what are you guys' opinions on it? I personally don't have a problem with him not being charged because everything I know, there was not enough evidence to bring a case against him.
I personally don't have a problem with it either. I can't say that I'm happy because of just the whole situation, just, overall, because somehow something here wasn't right. Either the investigation wasn't right or the girl who filed this charge was telling a lie. So somehow it wasn't right, so I can't say I'm happy. But the real reason I wanted to talk about this is because going up to this, I kept hearing on ESPN people saying that if he is charged, he can't win the Heisman, or even if the decision wasn't made yet before the Heisman, that he shouldn't win, and it's okay because he can just win next year. As if great football years are just guaranteed. Like, that really made me upset. Like, you can't just say just because he had a great year this year. I mean, who knows? He could get injured next year and never be the same again. So you should reward him while he's a great player. Even if he was charged, I could understand why you wouldn't want to give him the award then just because having your name behind something and somebody who was accused of raping somebody, you wouldn't want to support that.
The only thing arguing against that, I saw somebody make that case on ESPN, and I think I agree with you, though I was conflicted on giving Cam Newton my vote for the 2010 Heisman because his father did take money, and for a while I wanted to give it to Andrew Luck because I felt that was illegal and he didn't deserve to play, but eventually because the NCAA did allow him to play, I gave it to him. It's a similar case. The one thing going against that is in the Heisman's testimonial, whatever you call it, its description, it says integrity and is in that, and it's up for opinion, and some people, their opinion is that would violate the integrity clause of the Heisman. He does not deserve that.
I'm happy you said that because I didn't know that, so I could definitely understand why you want to give them the award.
I think it's an opinion, the interpretation of the rule. Because
I'm happy you brought up Cam Newton. Even going to Cam Newton, I personally feel like if it's not performance enhancing drugs, it really shouldn't matter. Because if my father is taking money, that really doesn't change my skill set. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're a good player, you're a good player. So I feel like regardless, Jameis Winston should have won. And the only way he shouldn't have, if it was a definite charge, like if it was just, like if it was a possibility, like if that press conference yesterday didn't happen and they had to turn in the votes, I still feel like the voters should have voted for him regardless.
I personally agree with you.
You heard a while back, 2 weeks and we'll have a report, and then that came and this says 2 more weeks. What I was getting scared of is that they were pushing it off because he was going to get charged. And then when they finally said, because they were going to say like the middle of next week after all the voting's done and everything, the next thing I know, they bring up because like, hey, we're going to have the report tomorrow. I'm like, okay, it's probably